Hello, my parents, friends, and community. This is Miss Wright, Ashley Wright, coming to you with a short video. Hopefully, I keep it short because y'all know that I'm long-winded. But you guys have been on my heart, and so I've been debating sending this for a while now. Since last week, but really wanted to reach out to you guys. Last week, there was a lot going on, of course, and after the governor made the actual official announcement with school being gone for the remainder of the year, it really took a toll on me. And so I think I had kicked up anxiety from Monday through Wednesday or Thursday, whenever that was. And then finally, when it hit, didn't realize how much I would be affected. So nevertheless, in my heart, I meditated, prayed, and was saying to myself, I really need to connect with you all as your counselor and just share some things with you, and I hope that it helps you get through these next days. So if I look down, it's because I wrote what I wanted to say, just because I didn't want to leave anything off. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is that I feel as your school counselor that it's important for you to feel your feels and acknowledge and accept your emotions. Parents, this is a time right now that is completely unprecedented, strange, different, chaotic. Words cannot explain. But even as I have put out in my guidance lessons, even as of yesterday, it's really important that we feel our feels. And what I mean by that is that you as a parent, mom, dad, uncle, grandma, Thea, whoever you are, you feel and accept the way that you're feeling. It is okay to feel sad. Give yourself permission to feel that way. Even as a counselor, had to give myself permission to feel that way last week. I know that we come off strong and we can persevere and we can endure, but it is really important that when we are in our emotion, to acknowledge that emotion and accept that emotion for what it is. You know, it's not to say or to degrade you or to make you feel any less. It is just us as humans. We were built with emotions, and so we need to explore that. And so I will say to you, if you are feeling stressed, if you are feeling angry, if you are feeling sad, or even just mad, irritated, for whatever it is, tell yourself, like, I feel sad. It is completely okay to say that. We are in a midst of a storm right now. And I feel like with this storm, this is just something that I call it. It is a huge, huge challenge. It's overbearing. And when we think about storms, when they come, they are overbearing. But what I also love about storms, and I say love about storms, is that they don't last forever. And so we're dealing with two phases of a storm right now. We're dealing with dealing with the type of storm that has to deal with the circumstance, right? So, excuse my computer for going off, but we're having to deal with the storm of circumstance, which means that, something that just, a situation that happens sporadically that is beyond our control. And then we're having to deal with the storm with our emotions. Some of us are struggling with all kinds of different emotions based on the circumstance that has happened. So it's almost like on a whole huge roller coaster ride, topsy-turvy, going left and right. And so while we're trying to manage the circumstance and manage what's happening and adjust and transition, we're also trying to adjust ourselves and transition ourselves and deal with our emotions. And so I want to let you know that that's hard. And it's not easy, but you are able to get through it. Like I said, last week was really hard for me as a counselor, and I'll be vulnerable to you, just me thinking that I won't, am I gonna cry? I'm doing this again. Okay. Not being able to see, especially my fourth graders, not being able to see my kids and my staff. So I am one of those types when I walk into my job, when I walk into my environment, when I see you as parents at the lunch table, and I'm like, hey, that brightens up my day. That continues to keep me going. And so when I think of our fourth graders not being able to have their clap out, or our kindergarten not being able to have their ceremonies, and just so many things that are left far in between, it really got to me. And then on top of that, with me being a future mom and me being pregnant, my baby's not due until the summer. And so therefore, I'm not even getting to see the kids when school starts. So I say that to connect with you, to say that I am grieving just as much as you are with the loss of that physical connection. And so I'm here to tell you that it is okay. I've given myself permission, and I want you to give yourself permission to accept whatever feelings that you may go through. I know it's a time where we're starting to question a lot of things, like, why is this happening? And what is going to happen? What is the future going to look like? What is school going to look like? What if my kid doesn't, get this and that? And I'm going to tell you also that is completely normal. Right now, we are going through a traumatic situation. And so when we're going through a traumatic situation, our brains are always spinning with lots of thoughts, lots of worries, lots of anxieties. And so most importantly is that we have to have self-awareness, acknowledge that, and really process that in the stillness of when we can. And so I don't know if you have a place inside your house where you can be by yourself, or even a friend to talk to, but just talking about the emotion. And we're going to talk about moving forward, but just at least just talking about where you stand and how you feel. Storms come with a purpose. And so when we look at our kids, how does this fit in with your children? I want to empower you as a counselor to know that it is okay to feel how you feel, and show that and reflect that with your kids. Of course, there's an appropriate time and a place and a matter of setting when we talk and explain why we feel. But I feel, and this is my professional opinion, that kids need to see that it is okay, and it's human to feel sad, to feel scared, to not know. And that's how they are able to push forward with their own emotions, because kids are looking at us from left and right, even our seniors, even your middle school kids. They're looking at every single thing that we do right now. Right now is a time where they're just like looking to us for guidance. And it may not feel that way, but we are the leaders. And parents, you are the leaders. You are their biggest champion. Whether you feel that and believe that, I know it in my heart. I've seen it in, all of my years of education. You are their biggest and greatest champion. So they need to be able to connect with you, to relate with you, and to feel what you feel, so you can get through it together as a family, and so that they can remember, my mom felt this, and have those connections, or my dad felt this, or whomever they're living with, and this is how they move forward. And so when we talk about moving forward after acknowledging that it's okay to be in our feelings, I want to let you know where we stand as educators, right? Okay. So I told you you're our greatest champions. I'm going to tell you off the back, us as educators, especially teachers right now, I know y'all been seeing a lot of things across social media, like different posters and different sayings, and different teachers saying how much they miss. But if you could hear their cries, it just makes me choke up. It's hard. When we choose education and we choose to teach, we take all of your kids. And I'll speak for that on behalf of my district, because I know that we work hard in our district, and we have our own, little slogan. I always say, all means all. We love the whole child. And so I want to let you know that this is not a vacation for us as educators, because not only are we trying to figure out and get through our emotions that have to do with your kids, most of us educators are parents as well. And so again, we connect with you, and I want to let you know your teachers love you. They love everything about you, your kids. It is just very different. And so while they're doing things virtually and trying to get things done instructionally, it is not as easy as you may think that it is. It's not the same. And so I say that too, moving forward, to let you know where we stand as educators, is that we don't expect you to be perfect teacher. And I'm pointing at you because I need you to know that. I know it's hard. I mean, right now, you as parents, you're having to completely change your mindset to teacher mode, full algebra mode, full, regrouping mode, all of these things, right? And there's bits and pieces that you have probably done as a family during the course of a school year, because as great parents, we do the best that we can, teaching on our own in the home setting, right? But now we're having you to fully take content, give it to you, and help to instruct that the best way. And that's hard, because now it's hard to separate, work from school and everything else in between in your family home. So I want to let you know that us as educators, and I know our amazing, blessed superintendent has said, Dr. Knoll, that you do what you can do, and it's okay. If you don't understand the problem, if you don't understand all of the strategies, it's okay. And I want to reassure you too that we're going to take care of your babies. I have no stress about that, or no doubts about that. I can speak for my campus. At Bradley, we have a strong admin team and a strong principal. Dr. Butler is not going to allow your kids just to fall through the cracks. So we're already thinking about what's going to happen for next year. There are things that are in motion. We're going to have to do some reteaching, and we're going to get into the grit to make sure that they get what they need. And for those that are going from 4th to 5th, for wherever that may be, trust me, those intermediate teachers, intermediate administrators, all principals right now are talking and discussing what to do, how to do it, and how to help. So don't feel alone. Rest assured and have confidence that we're not putting it all on you, and we don't expect you to be perfect. And if it's one day that you just don't do that problem, or you just don't get to it, then that is okay. Because you are not a, full, just, blown teacher. And we understand that. But one thing I will quote from Dr. Knoll is that he said that most importantly is that you are adding value every day to your family. And so know that you are more than a conqueror. I believe in that. I'm not just saying that just because I'm talking to you on a video. I strongly believe that. This is my, 12th, 13th year in education, something like that. And so I started off as a teacher for so many years, about 10 years. And so I will tell you that little things that you can do at home in any way, adding value, whether y'all have more family dinners, y'all go walk together, y'all write how much y'all appreciate, or you teach a little bit, just adding something to the day, something that's positive to keep your family going and doing the best that you can do, because that's really all that matters right now, to help them through. One quote I want to, as we wrap it up, leave with you. I heard from this amazing speaker, wise speaker. He says, live in the light of the promise instead of the problem. So I'll read that again. Live in the light of the promise instead of the problem. I think these are powerful words. What is the promise? The promise can be anything that you know that you already, anything that you know and believe that you're entitled to. And the promise looks different from a lot of people. I'm going to tell you our Conroe promise, and as part of even just the Bradley Bear promise. We gonna love your kids. We are going to teach them. We are going to nurture them. We are going to help you as parents. We are going to grow with you. You are not meant to be in this educational race by yourself. We are here for you. And so that is a promise that I am begging you to hold on to know and be rest assured that your kids' education will be okay, because we're going to walk with you. You're not stranded by yourself. We are going to help you through it. And anything else that you need that may come along with that, you have a support team, you have your community. And so let's not focus on the problem at hand, because the problem is here. And I don't know how long it's going to be here, but let's not live and just focus just on that, right? And so another quote I want to give you is, no matter what you are served in life or how it is served to you, it's up to you to find the nourishment. And I feel like this is really, really important, because this is from Iyanla Vanzant. It was one of her little readings that she gives, but we're served in life different things, right? We come to the table of life and we're ready for life. Life throws lots of cannonballs. Life throws sometimes fresh filet mignon with positive experiences, and sometimes life just gives us fish sticks. But no matter what life gives us, and sometimes we have to swallow the things that we don't like, we can learn from it. It's all good nourishment. It's all good things to process and digest. So I was going to use my phone, but I'm using it to tape. So I want to share part of that reading with you that I got. If it will pull up. Okay, here it is. Okay, so it's really good. Here we go. So it says, don't get caught up in what life has served you. There's a chef in the kitchen of your heart who knows exactly the kind of diet you need to grow strong and remain healthy. Process that for a minute. Don't get stuck on how you were served. Think about the virus. Think about what's happening right now. Ask the chef how to eat it, how to digest it, how best to make use of what you were served. Don't try to figure out why you got what you got. Be grateful that you got something. And if you got it, you can use it. Just ask the chef how. And so the chef may be, different things to different people. It may be your faith. It may be something, a system or a process or whatever that you believe in. But we all have something within our hearts that we need to reflect on, and then also look outward for what we have received. And so I love those words about don't get stuck on how it's served. It's served. We got to deal with it. Just like when kids, we make them eat their veggies and they're like, I don't want it, but you're going to eat it anyway. I don't want this virus, but obviously we have to deal with it. Now, you as parents, me as an educator and a future mom. So we're just going to be grateful that we're still alive and we're still breathing. I know some of us has lost loved ones and friends, but we have to find the joy. And I love how joy is not happiness, because joy is not based on the condition of happiness. Joy is just seeing in the light of the midst of something sad and terrible and ugly, at least something that is positive. Or I would even furthermore say something based on hope and the promise, like I said, that we are, to be more concerned with and to be more focused on. So our experiences in life are like food. And so I leave you with this as we close. I know we're running past 20 minutes because I like to talk a lot, but I love y'all. With all that being said, feeling your feels, right? You got to feel your feels, and they're going to go up and down. 2 days from now, you're going to cry. I'm going to tell you, cry some more. I'm going to tell you, and I know some of y'all may be like, it's unhealthy to cry too much, and you're right. But you need to allow yourself to process what you are feeling and then move forward once you're accepting where that is. And so my question to you is that what are you going to do these next 5 to 6 weeks? That's what's really, really important. These next 5 to 6 weeks are extremely crucial. School is out for the remainder of the semester, for the year. There's nothing that we can do about it. It is done and it's official and it's here. So what closure do you need these next 5 to 6 weeks? So 2 questions for you parents. What is one thing you need for closure? And what is one thing your kids need for closure? Now, there are things that are impossible to do, but there are certain things that may be more acceptable and may help soothe the process a lot better. And if you need some ideas, I can definitely help you out with that, and I hope that you email me. But just think about that. What is it that you need first? Because you got to take care of you. Because if you're not taking care of you, then you're not able to take care of others. It's like being in an airplane when they tell you to put the life vest. They don't tell you to put it on your partner first. They tell you to put it on yourself, right? Okay? And so you want to make sure that you're safe first. Safe in your emotions, safe in what you need to do so you can be that bridge, so you can be that light, that vessel, that hope for your kid in order to help them. So when you have closure, you're able to plan ahead. And so like my coworker was saying, she said there's 2 options, Ashley. Today when we were talking, another counselor, she has a kindergarten, a 4th grader, and a high schooler. Think about that. That's 3 different transitions. And she even broke down. She's a counselor, she's an educator, and she's a mom. And they're all like in big grade levels, like kinder graduation or, ceremony. 4th, they're going to 5th grade. Senior, like leaving high school. So big for her. But she said, I had to change my mindset and really figure out what closure do I need, and then what closure can I provide for my kids. So it's either going to be a magnificent May or a miserable May. And so I empower you and I encourage you to really reflect on what can be best for you and your family, and to stay the course. I am here to help you. Please do not feel like you cannot reach out to me, or any question is a dumb question, or you feel just awkward, or I can't ask this. We're all in this together. We are all in this together, and it's important for you to know that. So I want you to stay and remain and be encouraged, and continue, being you and being great. And most of all, have fun. And most of all, laugh. Find some joy and laugh. And really, work to, get through this process. Because once you have that closure and we get into summer, let that be a door that we close behind, that we've processed, that we've gone through, and getting ready for the future, which is that next school year. So even with your seniors, thinking about, okay, the brightness of college, or the brightness of, working, or whatever that may be, just putting some goals down and some future hopes to help keep us motivated and keep us inspired. So I just wanted to pour my heart out to you guys. And I pray that all of you are safe. And if you need anything, just reach out.